God says, today, August 4th, my child, listen to me and do not delay, for the moment your eyes read these words, the heavens are already moving, and Archangel Michael has been standing near you for the last 2 hours, waiting in a silence so heavy that the air around you has been filled with divine tension. Michael says, this is not a joke. I have been waiting, holding back an avalanche of truth that you need to hear before the clock shifts one more time. You may think you have heard urgent messages before, but this is not like them. This is the day when something massive will shift in your life, something you have unknowingly been walking toward for years without realizing how close you are. God says, I am speaking through this moment, and you must understand that what is about to happen will change how you live, how you see the world, and how you understand yourself forever. Do not think you have more time, because the time is already being measured in minutes, not days. Michael is looking at you with an expression you have never seen on him before, a mixture of deep concern and determined urgency. He knows what is written in the divine book about your life, and he is here to make sure you open your eyes before the seal is broken and the events are released without warning. God says, I am bringing you into a season where the unseen will be made visible, where the hidden hands that have moved against you will be exposed, where the closed doors will swing open in ways that no human effort could have achieved. But child, you must know that before the blessing breaks through, there will be a moment of shaking, not to harm you, but to remove what cannot go with you into the life I am giving you. You will feel as if the ground beneath you is trembling, as if the familiar is slipping away, but that is because I am removing the false supports that were never meant to hold you. Michael says, he has been standing over this moment like a sentinel, holding back forces that would have rushed in if you had not reached this exact day. For 2 hours, he has been pacing, watching the divine clock, waiting for the order to speak. And now he is saying, you cannot ignore this. If you turn away, if you close this before reading to the end, you will miss the preparation your spirit needs for what is about to come. Child, do you remember the nights you cried alone, asking me why nothing seemed to move, why the prayers felt unanswered, why the doors stayed shut? Do you remember the moments you thought I had forgotten you? I was not absent. I was working in the silence, building something so massive that it required a foundation hidden from the eyes of your enemies and even from your own understanding. I hid you in plain sight, kept you under a covering where their hands could not reach you, while I aligned people, resources, and events in a way that would fit together perfectly at this moment. Michael says, this day is not ordinary, the heavens have marked it as a turning point. 2 hours ago, a shift began in the spiritual realm. There was a sudden movement among the angels, as if a new assignment had been released. Documents that had been sealed in the archives of heaven were brought to the front, stamped with your name in letters of light. And Michael was given permission to speak what he had been holding for so long. He says, this is your window. The enemy has been watching too, trying to figure out how to delay you. But I will not let them interfere if you will stand with me in this moment. God says, I am not giving you vague promises, I am giving you specific changes. Before this month ends, you will look back on this day as the beginning of a chain of events that brought you to a place you never imagined you would be. People will suddenly step into your life with opportunities you did not chase. A message will come that will seem small at first, but it will open a path so wide that you will wonder why you did not see it before. A person you thought was against you will reveal information that clears your name completely. There will be a release of something you have been owed for a long time, not just financially, but in honor, in truth, in restoration. Michael says, but you must prepare your heart. If you are not ready, you may mistake the first signs as problems instead of doors. He has been watching the movements around you, people whispering, plans forming, things being decided in rooms where your name is mentioned but your presence is absent. Some of those words have been sharp, unfair, designed to push you out. But Michael has been there, listening, ready to overturn every false thing spoken against you. The Father says, "My child, you are closer to the edge of breakthrough than you realize. You are not standing in the same place you were last week or even yesterday. The entire spiritual landscape around you has shifted. The colors of this day in Heaven's book are different, bright, intense, carrying the weight of destiny. You may feel strange today, as if you are half in this world and half in another. That is because your spirit is picking up the change before your mind catches up. Michael says, I have been holding a sword of light over your path, cutting away traps, breaking chains you didn't even see. He has been watching you with the eyes of a protector, not because you are weak, but because the attack meant for you was strong and timed for now. But because you are here, reading this at the appointed moment, it will not touch you. God says, you must trust the next steps even if you cannot see them. There is someone about to appear in your life who carries a key, not a literal key of metal, but a key in the form of knowledge, access, and connection. This person will not come loudly, they will seem ordinary at first. But you will know them by the peace in your spirit when you meet them. Do not push them away. They are part of the massive change I am sending. They will open something for you that has been locked for years. Michael says, you will be tempted to doubt this. The enemy will whisper that it's too good to be true, that you don't deserve it. But I tell you, you do deserve it, because it is written in your destiny by the hand of the Almighty. Child, do not be surprised when, in the coming hours, you feel a sudden pull to step away from certain conversations, certain places, even certain people. That is me drawing you out of the noise so you can hear clearly. Some voices have been mixing truth with poison, and you have been too gracious to cut them off. But now, I will do it for you. Doors will close without your effort, and you must not try to force them open again. Michael says, I have already removed someone from your path who was smiling at you but planting obstacles in your way when you were not looking. You may miss them for a moment, but soon you will see the relief in their absence. God says, the next 48 hours are crucial. You must watch for the signs, a repeated number, a name you keep hearing, a sudden invitation, an unexpected delay that will later prove to be protection. These are not random. They are my way of guiding you step by step. Do not rush. Do not panic. The massive changes are already in motion, and nothing can stop them now. Michael says, I have been standing here for 2 hours because I needed you to be still enough to receive this. Heaven has leaned in toward you today. Even now, as you read, the room you are in is filling with unseen light, because this message is not just words, it is a release of what has been waiting for you in the spiritual realm. God says, hold this close to your heart. Speak it aloud if you must. Say, I receive the change. I receive the protection. I receive the blessing. For when you agree with my word, you give it space to manifest fully in your life. You are loved beyond measure. You are protected beyond human understanding. You are stepping into something that will leave you in awe. And child, remember this, today August 4th, the day Michael waited 2 hours to speak, is the day the tide turned in your favor forever. God says, my beloved child, the very air around you is carrying the vibration of change, and if you could hear in the spirit the sound that has been released since Michael began waiting for this moment, you would know why heaven is so focused on you today. 2 hours he stood, not because he was idle, but because the command to speak could not be given until the alignment was perfect. There were forces that had to be moved into place, hearts that had to be softened, and certain people who had to be distracted so they could not interfere with what is being spoken into your life right now. Do you think that my timing is random? No, my child, I tell you the truth. Every moment has been woven together to lead to this very point. If this message had reached you earlier, the soil of your heart would not have been ready. If it had come later, the opportunity would have been missed. But now the moment is ripe, and the seed of what I am planting will grow faster than anything you have ever seen. Michael says, I have seen the blueprint of your next season, and it is bigger than anything you have dared to imagine. But I have also seen the attacks planned to stop it. For 2 hours, I have been holding back a tide of confusion that was meant to hit you today, to make you miss this word. That is why you may have felt strange distractions, unexpected delays, or even a heaviness before you began reading. But now that you are here, the interference is broken. He speaks with the authority of one who has fought battles for you that you will never even know about in this life. Battles where the enemy whispered lies to people close to you to make them turn away. Battles where the plans of others to use your name, your work, or your trust for their own gain were exposed just in time. God says, I have watched you walk through seasons where it seemed like nothing was moving, where you gave and gave yet saw no return, where you prayed until your voice felt tired but the answer seemed delayed. What you did not see is that every prayer, every tear, every act of faith was adding weight to the scale in heaven. And today, August 4th, the weight tipped. The scale is no longer in balance, it has shifted entirely in your favor. This is why Michael has been waiting with such intensity, because the moment the scale tipped, a series of events began that will not stop until the promise is fully in your hands. My child, listen closely. In the coming days, you will notice that certain things you were chasing after will begin to chase you instead. Opportunities you thought had been lost will reappear, but not in the same form. They will return upgraded, refined, and more fitting for where you are now. Someone who once ignored you will suddenly speak your name in a room where your presence is not yet known. This will lead to an invitation that feels almost unreal, as if it were written into a story rather than real life. But I tell you, it is real, and it has been planned for this time. Michael says, I see movements in the shadows. There is someone who has been quietly watching you for months, waiting for the right moment to approach. Their motives are mixed, part curiosity, part intention. You must be discerning, for not everyone who comes to you in this season is sent by the Lord. Some will come to benefit from your blessing rather than to contribute to it. But there is also one who comes as a true ally, someone whose arrival will mark the breaking of a barrier in your life. When you meet them, you will feel it in your spirit before you understand it in your mind. Pay attention to that inner confirmation. God says, child, this season is not about small adjustments, it is about massive, undeniable change. You will see shifts in your surroundings, in the people you interact with, in the way opportunities present themselves. The routines you have been used to will no longer fit the life you are stepping into. This may make you feel uncomfortable at first, as if you are stepping into clothes that feel too big. But they are not too big, they are tailored for the version of you that is emerging. I have been enlarging your capacity in the quiet, stretching your faith in the dark so that when the light shines, you will not be overwhelmed by the magnitude of what I am giving you. Michael says, do not be afraid when things begin to move quickly. In the natural, it may feel chaotic, but in the spirit, it is perfect order. The enemy will try to convince you that it is too much, too soon, but I am here to remind you, this is the timing of the Almighty. You are not late, and you are not early. You are right on time. He speaks with urgency because he knows that in moments of rapid change, the temptation to retreat to the familiar is strong. But Michael will stand beside you, whispering courage when fear tries to take hold. God says, some people will not understand what is happening to you. They will question it, criticize it, even try to talk you out of it. But do not argue. Do not defend yourself. Let your life be the answer, for when the blessing becomes visible, their words will fade into silence. I am removing the need for you to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your focus must remain on what I am placing before you. Child, you are about to experience divine reversals. The very areas where you felt loss will become the places of your greatest gain. The relationships that ended will be replaced with connections that are deeper, truer, and more aligned with your purpose. The closed doors will be replaced by gates so wide that you will have to choose which path to walk first. This is why today is so important, because the choices you make in the next few weeks will set the tone for the years ahead. Michael says, I have stood guard over your name, over your future, and over the promises written for you in the scroll of heaven. I have shielded you from betrayals that would have broken your spirit beyond repair. And now, I am not just defending you, I am going before you to prepare the way. He has already stepped into spaces you have not yet entered, speaking your name to the right people, blocking access to those who would harm you, and clearing paths that seemed impossible just yesterday. God says, you may feel as if you are standing on the edge of something too vast to comprehend, but that is because you are. This is the moment where faith must become your anchor. Trust that what I have begun, I will finish. Trust that the changes are for your good, even if the process feels unfamiliar. Trust that every delay was a setup for a better alignment. Even as you read this, the angels are at work. There is movement in the unseen, papers being signed, hearts being softened, conversations being shifted in your favor. You will not see all of it at once, but soon you will begin to notice the signs. A phone call at an unexpected time. A sudden burst of clarity in a situation that felt tangled. A message from someone you had given up on. These are the first drops of a rain that will soon become a downpour of blessing. Michael says, do not underestimate what is happening right now. The enemy has tried to make you think that this is just another day, but it is not. This is a day marked in the archives of heaven as the day everything began to change for you. His voice carries both urgency and reassurance, as if to say that the danger has been real, but the victory is certain. God says, my child, receive this. Hold it in your heart as a shield against doubt. Speak it aloud so the atmosphere around you aligns with it. Let it become the lens through which you see the rest of this day, this week, this month. For the change is not coming, it has already begun. God says, child, even now as you continue to read, the atmosphere around you is shifting in a way that your physical senses cannot fully detect, but your spirit can feel it. It feels like a subtle pressure, like the air is thicker with meaning, as if every breath you take is connected to something far greater than the moment itself. This is because the heavenly realm is leaning close to your life today, August 4th, in a way that only happens at certain appointed times. Michael has been standing near you, his presence strong yet gentle, his eyes fixed on you with a depth of concern and love that words can hardly capture. For 2 hours he has been holding back waves of interference, waiting for you to reach this exact point so that nothing would distract you from hearing this in its fullness. Michael says, the 2 hours I waited were not wasted. In those hours, I saw the enemy make his final attempt to divert your steps. He sent whispers into the minds of certain people to delay you, to occupy your thoughts with trivial matters, to make you believe this day was just another ordinary day. But I did not let that happen. I shielded your heart from discouragement. I deflected the plans meant to exhaust you before you could hear this, and now I speak because the time is right. His voice carries a weight that makes you want to lean in, to hold on to every word, because you know instinctively that what he is saying is not casual. It is the kind of message that changes the trajectory of a life. God says, I have chosen this exact hour for you because you are standing on the threshold of a transformation so massive that if I had told you all the details months ago, you would have doubted your ability to step into it. But the process you have walked through, every challenge, every tear, every delay, has been shaping you, making you ready. What felt like stagnation was actually preparation. What seemed like silence from heaven was the sound of construction, walls being built, foundations being strengthened, doors being crafted behind the scenes. And now, the door is ready, and I am placing the key in your hand. Child, you will notice that certain events in your life will begin to accelerate without your effort. Situations that were complicated will suddenly untangle. People who were distant will suddenly reach out. The resources you thought you would have to fight for will begin to find their way to you. Do not be surprised if you feel both excitement and a deep, trembling awe at the same time. That is the sign you are touching something holy, something appointed. Michael says, but with great change comes the need for great discernment. Not everyone who smiles at you in this season is a friend. There are those who have been watching from a distance, not because they wish you well, but because they wish to see how they can benefit from what is coming to you. I will shield you from them, but you must listen to my nudges. If you feel a sudden heaviness around someone, step back. If you feel peace around another, lean in. The Spirit will confirm who is safe and who is not. God says, I am also bringing back something you thought was lost forever. It may be a relationship, a dream, an opportunity. You will recognize it when it comes because it will carry the same essence but with a new strength, a new beauty, a new alignment. It will no longer be fragile, it will be fortified. And when it returns, you will understand why it had to leave before. It was not ready, and neither were you. But now, the timing is perfect. Child, I need you to be aware that in the next 48 hours, a conversation will take place about you in a setting you are not present in. Your name will be spoken with weight, with influence, and this conversation will open a door you did not even know existed. Michael will be there, guiding the tone, turning the hearts of those speaking so that your favor is established before you even walk into the room. If you believe in God, type Amen. Not faint, it carries the weight of heaven's urgency. He says, I have been waiting for 2 hours to tell you this. 2 hours in the heavenly realm may seem small, but it means the angels have been holding back a torrent of revelation that can no longer wait. This is not a joke. The time is real. The message is real. What is about to unfold in your life is massive, and it will change everything you thought you knew about your story. You are standing on the edge of a divine shift that will rewrite the pages of your destiny. Open your heart to receive it now, before it's too late to step into the opportunity heaven has already prepared for you. God has sent Michael to you not by chance, but by divine appointment. There are no coincidences in the kingdom. Every moment that has brought you to this point has been part of a tapestry you couldn't see being woven. You may have thought the delays were punishment, but they were alignment. You may have believed the closed doors meant rejection, but they were protection. You were kept from certain paths because God knew they would lead you away from your true calling. And now, in this exact moment, the appointed time has come. Heaven is open over you. Archangel Michael says, "The reason I had to wait these 2 hours is because there was resistance in the spiritual realm. Forces of darkness tried to block this word from reaching you. They know what will happen when you hear it. They know the chains will break, the lies will shatter, the fear will vanish, and the doubt will lose its power over you. That's why this message feels heavy in your spirit right now, because you are about to cross from one chapter into another. Heaven is fighting for you even as you read. The angels are pushing back every force that would try to keep you in the place of limitation you've been living in. God says there will be massive changes in your life. Not small improvements, not slight adjustments, but massive, visible, undeniable changes. The kind of changes that people around you will notice without you saying a word. You will feel them in your spirit before they manifest in the physical. There will be a stirring inside you that you can't explain. It will feel like you are being pulled into something bigger than yourself, and that's because you are. This is divine acceleration. What would have taken years to happen will begin to unfold in days. What seemed impossible will suddenly become within reach. You have been asking God for signs, and this is one of them. The very fact that your eyes are reading these words is proof that heaven has marked you for this moment. God has seen the battles you fought alone, the nights you cried without telling anyone, the times you smiled while your heart was breaking. None of that was wasted. Every tear was noticed. Every prayer was heard. Every act of faith, even when you didn't feel strong, was written into your heavenly record. And now, the reward is coming. The shift is coming. The massive change is coming. Michael says, "I was sent to tell you this today because the enemy has tried to convince you that nothing will change. They have whispered lies into your mind saying you will be stuck forever, that the struggle is permanent, that the season of waiting has no end. But heaven has a different decree over you. God Himself has said, 'Enough. Enough delay. Enough loss. Enough pain. Now is the time for restoration. Now is the time for overflow. Now is the time for joy to return.' And when God says it, no force on earth or in hell can cancel it. Even as this message is released to you, angels are moving into position around your life. There is a realignment happening. Certain people will be removed from your path, not because of anger, but because they cannot walk with you into the next chapter. Certain opportunities will appear suddenly, and you will know they are divine because they will fit perfectly with the desires God placed in your heart long ago. Resources that were held back will be released. People you thought forgot about you will reach out. Doors you knocked on in the past without response will swing open wide. God will be with you through all of it. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. The changes coming are not meant to destroy you, but to lift you higher. The shaking you feel is not the collapse of your life, it is the shifting of foundations so that what is being built next will stand unshaken. You are safe under the covering of heaven. Michael's wings of light surround you now, guarding you from all harm. You may feel the uncertainty of transition, but you will not be harmed. You will not be left alone. This is the moment to trust God like never before. Trust that He knows what you don't. Trust that He sees the full picture. Trust that even the steps you don't understand are leading you to the promise. Pray to Him now, not with empty words, but with your heart poured out. Tell Him you're ready. Tell Him you receive the change, the blessing, the direction. Because heaven does not force its gifts, it invites you to open your hands and take them. Michael warns you that distractions will try to come. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more the enemy will try to throw confusion, fear, and doubt into your mind. You must guard your spirit. Do not engage in arguments that steal your peace. Do not revisit old wounds that have already been healed. Do not let the voice of the past speak louder than the promise of your future. Keep your eyes fixed on the one who is leading you. Keep your heart anchored in the truth that He is for you, not against you. Massive change is rarely comfortable, but it is always worth it. When the Israelites left Egypt, they had to walk into the unknown. When David was anointed king, he had to face battles before he sat on the throne. When the disciples followed Jesus, they left behind everything familiar. You, too, are being called into something you haven't seen before. But God goes before you. He has already prepared the way. What looks like wilderness is actually the path to your promised land. Archangel Michael's presence is your assurance that heaven is serious about this word. His arrival is not casual. Michael is a warrior who moves only when the matter is urgent. The fact that he has been waiting for 2 hours to speak this to you means the timing is critical. If you delay in believing, you risk missing the fullness of what's being offered. Faith must rise in you now. Speak it out loud if you must. I receive it. I trust it. I will walk in it. Those words will become a declaration that shifts your spiritual atmosphere. Even in the hours and days ahead, watch for small confirmations. They will come in unexpected ways, a word from a stranger, a sudden memory that stirs hope, a door opening without effort. These are signs that heaven is in motion on your behalf. And when fear tries to creep in, remember this: you are safe. God has promised to protect you. Nothing will go wrong with you in this divine transition. You are under a covenant that cannot be broken. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No tongue that rises against you will stand. This is the season when the old breaks away and the new takes over. It is a season where your enemies will not understand how you are rising so quickly, and your friends will stand in awe of what God is doing. You will not have to explain yourself. Your life will be the testimony. The massive changes will speak louder than your words ever could. Now, take this final reminder from Archangel Michael: you are not forgotten, and you are not late. Everything is right on time. The 2-hour wait in the heavenly realm was only to make sure every piece was in place. Now, it's your turn to step forward. Heaven has done its part. Will you do yours? Trust. Believe. Pray. Walk forward. This is your moment. This is your change. And nothing will ever be the same again. Today, August 4th, Archangel Michael says, I have been waiting for 2 hours to tell you this. This is not a joke. There will be massive changes in your life, and the time to receive this message is now. Heaven has been aligning every detail, every moment, to ensure you hear these words. You are not reading this by coincidence. You are not here by accident. This is a divine appointment arranged before the foundations of the earth were laid. The urgency is real. The weight is heavenly. The atmosphere is shifting as these words reach you. What is about to be revealed will not only awaken your spirit but will change the entire trajectory of your life. The heavens are open above you right now. Angels are surrounding you, and Archangel Michael himself is leaning close to make sure you hear this clearly. For 2 hours, the Archangel has been pressing to deliver this word, waiting for the exact divine second when your heart would be most ready. This is not just another day. This is a marked day in heaven's calendar. The changes that are coming are not small adjustments, they are massive, unstoppable, heaven-ordained transformations. What you thought was delayed is arriving suddenly. What you thought was denied is being placed in your hands. The doors you thought were sealed shut are swinging wide open. There will be no man, no power, no circumstance that can reverse what is being set in motion for you today. Fear the magnitude of this change. Do not fear the unknown. I have gone before you. I have cleared the path. I have commanded angels to walk on either side of you. You are not stepping into danger, you are stepping into destiny. These changes are answers to prayers you prayed long ago, prayers you may have even forgotten. Heaven never forgot. Every cry, Every whispered plea, every tear you shed in the night has been gathered in my hands. They have been the seeds of your breakthrough, and now they are bursting forth into manifestation. You may have been feeling the shaking lately, things moving unexpectedly, relationships shifting, opportunities appearing and disappearing quickly. This shaking is not the enemy's work, it is mine, says the Lord. I am shaking loose everything that cannot stay with you into this new season. I am removing the false supports so that you stand only on the solid foundation I have built for you. You will not enter this new place with the weight of what once was. What is coming is too holy to be mixed with the residue of your past pain. Archangel Michael says you must open your heart now. Do not let fear block what is coming. The enemy has been trying to distract you, filling your mind with doubts, replaying old failures, whispering lies about your worthiness. But I tell you, you are worthy because I have called you worthy. You are chosen because I chose you. Nothing and no one can disqualify you from the destiny I have written over your life. This massive change is not a reward for perfection, it is the unfolding of my promise. The next few hours will be crucial. Heaven is watching. Every decision you make in this short window matters. Position yourself in faith. Speak life over yourself. Refuse to agree with the voices of fear. The enemy knows what is about to happen and is desperate to distract you, to keep you from receiving the fullness of it. But I have already declared the victory. All you need to do is stand in agreement with me. There are people being moved into your life right now, divinely assigned to help you carry what's coming. You may not recognize them immediately, but they carry keys to doors you didn't even know existed. Be sensitive to my leading. Listen for my voice. I will confirm through signs, through sudden peace in your spirit, through divine interruptions that seem inconvenient but are actually part of the alignment. You will begin to notice that conversations, chance meetings, and unexpected opportunities are not random, they are part of the heavenly puzzle I have been arranging for you for years. You must also know this: massive change can feel overwhelming. It will require you to let go of what has been comfortable, even if it wasn't good for you. Some connections will end. Some routines will be disrupted. Some familiar places will no longer feel like home. This is not loss, it is preparation. You are not being stripped, you are being positioned. Think of a tree in winter. To the untrained eye, it may look barren, but in truth, it is storing strength, preparing for a season of abundant fruit. That is where you are. You are entering the season where the fruit will burst forth, and all will see that my hand has been upon you. Archangel Michael says, I have been watching over you in moments you did not even know danger was near. I have stood between you and harm. I have blocked attacks meant to destroy you. I have fought battles in the unseen realms that you could not have won on your own. Now, I am here to walk beside you as these massive changes unfold. You will not walk into this new season alone. I will be with you. The Lord will be with you. Every step you take will be under divine guard. God says, you will begin to see signs even today. A conversation will carry unexpected encouragement that feels like it was meant just for you. A delay will work in your favor. A closed door will lead you directly to the right one. Finances you've been waiting on will begin to move. Healing, emotional, physical, and spiritual, will accelerate. People who wronged you will feel the weight of conviction. Relationships that have been strained will either be restored with greater strength or removed completely to make space for better ones. Do not let the urgency of this moment scare you. The urgency is not because something bad is coming, it is because something great is about to arrive, and heaven doesn't want you to miss it. We have been trying to get your attention. We have been whispering, nudging, aligning, but now the moment has come where the whisper becomes a trumpet. This is your wake-up call. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. You have prayed for breakthrough. You have asked for direction. You have sought clarity. This is the answer. This is the path. The massive change is not punishment, it is fulfillment. It is the manifestation of my word over you. You will see my hand in ways you've never seen before. You will look back at this day and mark it as the turning point, the day when everything shifted in your favor. The Archangel has been waiting for 2 hours because timing in the heavenly realm is precise. If you had received this earlier, you might not have been ready. If it came later, you might have missed the alignment. Right now, everything is in position. Your heart, your surroundings, your circumstances, everything is lined up for what is about to unfold. So take a deep breath and release your fear. Trust me fully. Pray to me, not as one uncertain, but as one who knows their Father is faithful. Rest in the assurance that I am not just able to do what I promised, I am willing, I am ready, and I am already in motion. What I start, I finish. What I speak, I fulfill. What I promise, I deliver. The next chapter of your life will be nothing like the last. Joy will replace sorrow. Laughter will replace tears. Abundance will replace lack. Peace will replace anxiety. Strength will replace weariness. The changes will be so great that even those who doubted you will have to admit that my hand is upon you. And through it all, I will be glorified, and you will be blessed beyond measure. Now, the time is here. The change has begun. Heaven is celebrating. The angels are rejoicing. And I, your God, am smiling over you. Walk forward boldly. The way is clear. The promise is yours. If you believe in God, type Amen.